Hello everyone, Rorius here, back with the Portal 2 developer commentary. This time, yeah, we got up to the start of the Wheatley test chambers, so that's the chapter The Itch. We got right up to the very start of that section. So, we'll pick up right where we left off. I'm curious to see this section of the game, purely because I don't remember the commentary nodes. I don't actually remember them in this part. But they should be really interesting. Purely because of all the stuff with Wheatley as GLaDOS in GLaDOS's place. So yeah, I'm hoping for good things with this one. The previous one was really good. The old Aperture area is a really good area for the like game development stuff, purely because of the interesting background to that particular area. Alrighty. Right where we left off.
For God's sake, your boxes
with legs!
It's literally your only purpose. Walking onto buttons. How can you not do the one thing you're designed for?
Try to get us down there. I'll hit him with a paradox.
Warmer, boiling hot, okay, colder.
It's down here,
You're Arctic now. You're very cold. Very, very, very cold. Look, just get on the button. Oh, that's funny, is it? Oh, it's funny because we've been in this for 12 hours.
Where
and
is it
solved
again?
Either, so I don't know why you're laughing.
I don't remember where you go
One
here.
hour. Solve it.
I don't remember how you get into the chamber from here. Ah, there we go. God, that took me long enough. I swear I've never had that much trouble finding that little hole. But it's always stuff like that that gets me. It's always those kind of things that end up trapping me. Already I've seen that there's a node inside the area where the Franken turrets are. This one will be good.
Solve this puzzle for him. When he comes back, I'll hit him with a paradox.
Okay, hopefully no one will continue talking.
The Franken turrets were an attempt to show one of the ways Wheatley has been spending his time since he threw the player down into the underground. Using his limited brain, it didn't seem like he could have come up with a lot, so the idea of using objects he'd have access to seemed appropriate.
Yeah.
The turret and the cube are the two most iconic Portal objects, and the Franken turret is little more than a crude combination of those two objects. The hermit crab animation when you pick the cubes up began as a necessity, because we really needed to make them act like cubes when you held them. It ended up being so cute that it became a simple job of making the turret widen its eye and shake its little head, to convey to the player that these things were disrupted, and had no idea who or what they were anymore, and also to make the player feel sympathetic towards their plight. We used a combination of in-game physics pushes and canned Maya animation to allow the player freedom to move them wherever they wanted, line up races between them, or even set them up so they would walk, inevitably, to their doom, into a fizzler.
Yeah, these are really cool, actually. They have all sorts of animations, situational to when they're either on their back like that, when they're holding them, when they're on their front and they can move properly. They're really dynamic little things. They remind me of hermit crabs, and I was freaked out by them when I first saw them. These bother me to no end, because they look like they're, you know, it's like seeing a person with a second head attached to it, and they're like squirming and twitching because they've been fused together with some, a box and two turrets sort of fused together. Yeah. I'll probably use that as a thumbnail. But nevertheless, we'll move on.
Yes! I knew you'd solve it.
Hey, moron.
Oh, this is a good point, a good thing.
Paradox time. This sentence is false. Don't think about it.
True. I'll go true. Yeah, that was easy. I'll be honest, I might have heard that one before though, sort of cheating.
It's a paradox. There is no answer. Look, this place is going to blow up if I don't get back in my body.
False. I'll go false.
Explosion imminent. Evacuate the
Hold on.
facility
I thought
immediately.
I'd fix that.
Warning. Reactor core.
I like that he just sort of goes off the camera and then comes back.
Fixed. Hey, it is great seeing you guys again. Seriously, it turns out I'm a little bit short on test subjects right now, so this works out perfect. And off we go.
Yeah. Before we do, something that I thought I should point out, I don't know if they'll mention it, but this sentence is false section, if you go back and look at when GLaDOS says it, when she shouts out that the sentence is false, all of the Franken turrets suddenly fizzle. You know, they fry themselves. And apparently, I seem to recall reading, it's possibly in the last hours of Portal 2, this was apparently an attempt to imply that the Franken turrets are actually smarter than Wheatley, because they understood the paradoxical nature of it. I swear you can smash a screen, maybe not this one. Yeah, the paradoxical nature of it. The Franken turrets are able to understand it, but Wheatley is not. It's just this funny thing to point out.
I have to test all the time, or I get this itch. You know, it must be hardwired into the system or something. Oh,
yeah.
But I'll tell you, when I do test, oh man alive, nothing feels better. It's just, that's what I'm gonna test. That's what I'm gonna test.
Uh-oh.
So you're gonna test, and I'm gonna watch, and everything is gonna be just.
Warning. Core overheating. Nuclear meltdown imminent.
I think we're in trouble.
No, this could be a difficult node to listen
Designing
to.
this test myself. It's a little bit difficult. You'll notice the moat area there. Very deadly, extremely dangerous. Eventually, it's not at the moment, but I'm working on it. Still working on it.
He says a lot of things here if you let him. I'm tempted to...
Impossible, as it is to imagine, there actually is a solution, devilishly hidden.
Okay, before we go on, something that I need to mention with this one. I don't know if it'll mention it in this later on in the in these test chambers, but one of the big things that they mentioned about this particular chamber is that they wanted this to look like your average Portal player or Portal person playing Portal's first ever test chamber. So apparently a lot of the things that they saw when people first started making maps of the original Portal was things like writing on the wall, putting your name on the wall, or putting test in big writing on the wall. And so they wanted this first ever Wheatley chamber to reflect the idea that he's just a novice. He's like this is his first ever test chamber that he's made, and so he feels the need to put test on the wall it looks complicated maybe looks complicated at first, but it's an incredibly simple puzzle. Very, very simplistic. But yeah, I'll try and listen to this.
Wheatley's first test was really fun to make because we wanted it to feel like he was a first-time level designer. We see a lot of maps where people try using different textures or lights to write words or put their names on the walls.
So I freaking say it, and oh my god, I should always just do that first. I forgot. Somehow.
Oh, yes. Oh, well done.
Somehow I forgot that node was there.
Tremendous.
Yeah, oh, actually, something I just noticed is I still have my crosshair off. Yeah, that should be better. Now I have my crosshair back on.
Yeah, you're not done yet. Oh, that felt really good. Oh, here's an idea. Since making tests is so difficult, why don't you just keep solving this test? Same one. And I can just, watch you solve it. Yeah, that sounds much easier.
Oh dear.
Here we go. Now, do it again.
What I always wondered with this one is how did he remove the box from the button? How did he do that so quickly?
Nothing. Alright, can't blame you for trying. Okay, new tests. Gotta be some tests around here somewhere. Oh, here we go.
Yeah. I think GLaDOS is about to say something that's very poignant, or very, uh-oh.
So my paradox idea didn't work. And it almost killed me. Luckily, by the looks of things, he knows as much about test building as he does about logical contradictions.
Yeah, and then immediately in this next room, that sort of... She brings it up because that is a point that would be, some players would be like, what? Why? How could he possibly develop these chambers?
It shouldn't be hard to stay
didn't.
alive long enough to find him.
he doesn't. Oh, and something I'll note, that load screen that you will have saw, the Wheatley Laboratories thing is actually written on the Franken cubes. 1 second.
It's alright, everything's good, I just invented some more tests.
This is one of my tests.
Yeah.
Not entirely, not entirely. Look at the word test there on the wall, that's brand new.
Yeah, I love that it's just like the wall tiles just flick around like that. I believe this is the first one you can break Wheatley's there we go. Yep. You can break Wheatley's screen in this level. Let's see, can I make it? Yeah. Shortcut. Yeah, I think I just portal my way down. Oh, right. I'll just bring this down. I have a feeling you don't have to, like, throw the cube or anything. Oh, actually, no, that's right. No, you do. I remember how to do it now. Yeah, you just gotta get this in here. It'll solve the puzzle, but before we solve it properly.
Oh, wow. Well done. Seriously, both of you. Why don't you two go on ahead, yeah? I'll catch up with you.
Okay, before we solve the puzzle completely, he's about middle center there. Ah, I missed it. Okay, so maybe I need to be. It needs to be higher. Maybe it wasn't quite high enough. Let's have a look. Where else could we do? So we'll just do it somewhere general, like here, so that it goes straight up to the glass. Probably the highest point in the room, and then we'll try that again. What the hell? That's a glitch. Damn it. God damn it. Ah, no, you stay there. Let's try that again. There we go.
Ah, bless your little primate brain. I'm not actually in the room with you, am I? Technology. It's complicated. You can't hurt the big old god face.
Okay. Oh wait, actually, what I'll do is I will portal that up. Oh, that up there preemptively. Yeah, I was gonna say, I think the door is just on the flat floor, so I don't need to use that. Yeah, this is one of those energy ball or possibly laser shooters. I think it might be the laser shooter. I forget which one it is now. They have those devices are behind the scenes, like creating the
yeah. So they can kill us. The good news is, well, none so far, to be honest. I'll get back to you on that.
Yeah. So yeah, that's I imagine what they probably thought. A few playtesters probably thought, how the hell would have Wheatley have, made these chambers? So it's pointed out by GLaDOS and by Wheatley, I guess.
But I can't. Sorry.
Yeah.
You're on your own.
Yeah. It's pointed out by them clearly that these are tests that GLaDOS had made in the past. You hadn't seen them before, but they were made.
Yeah, made this test myself out of smaller tests that I found lying around. Jammed them all together. Buttons, got funnels, bottomless pits are involved. It's got it all. It's got it all. Absolute dynamite.
It's funny because actually this is one of the early trailer levels. And originally this level was all in the old destroyed style, and they've recreated it for the Wheatley style.
One of the big plot holes that Potatoes introduced was she's your buddy now, she's got the same goals as you, so why isn't she helping you solve the test?
Yeah.
The real answer is obviously that if she did help you solve the test, there'd be no game left. One solution we came up with was for the bird from Act 3 to keep swooping in and pecking bits of her off your gun. As the bird kept eating the part of her that knew how to solve the test, Potatoes would actually get dumber over time. For technical reasons, this ended up being impossible to execute, so we ended up finding another solution. Some of us, though, will always have a place in our heart for the bird solution.
Yeah, that's funny. I think it's hilarious, but I'm actually glad that they went with the start or the method that they went with in the end. I think you just portal up there, anywhere it'll do, and then you just portal up here, and portal over here.
Alright, okay, this is taking too long, okay? I'll just tell you how to solve the test, okay?
Nice and simple.
See that button over there, alright? You just need...
That's why I can't help you solve the tests.
Never mind. Never mind, solve it yourself. You're on your own.
So originally this chamber had a couple of turrets here as well, and there was a it was pretty much identical except that there was a couple of turrets on platforms here, and it was in the destroyed style. But yeah, repurposed as Valve always does. They like to do. Alright. I'll show you the Franken turret thing saying Wheatley Laboratories in a second. Before I grab it, before I do any of that, I'm just going to do this because I feel like doing it.
Do you know what I've got too many of around here? Monitors. I was actually thinking earlier today, I wish I had fewer monitors that were working. So you're just helping me, really, by smashing them.
I love that they just start to be like, yeah, he starts to be try pretend and just like, I don't care that you're doing that. I love it. Very soon, you know, he changes his tune. He starts to get very annoyed by it. Yeah, if we just put this down here, can I hold it from? No, okay, you can only hold it from that side. So we'll just have to look at it from here. See, Wheatley Laboratories has little information there. Trans something. But yeah, so it's just interesting little random detail, and we'll solve the puzzle.
Oh,
pretty simple.
Yes. Well done.
Well done.
All we had to do was pull that lever.
What? Well, no, you pressed the
I know we're in all the trouble and probably about to die, but that was worth it. I thought of some good news. He's going to run out of test chambers eventually. I never stockpiled them.
She thinks she never stockpiled
Don't start
them.
yet, don't start yet.
I
You're
like
not
this.
going to believe this. I found a sealed off wing. Hundreds of perfectly good test chambers just sitting there, filled with skeletons. Shook them out, good as new.
This is really cool.
Right, I guess I did stockpile some tests. Just as momentum.
I frequently...
And there we go. Be honest, you can't even tell, can you? Seamless.
Seamless. What I find interesting is I want to know. I'm quite curious as to how this scene works. I'd have to go into the test chamber, into the map file, and see just how they made this, because this is a really cool transition from like 2 separate chambers to like 1 chamber, and like all of the pieces are like breaking apart because there's this big pole that he shoved behind the wall here. This pole here, and it sort of pushes and breaks all the panels on this side of the chamber. I don't know, this is really cool. I love the design that goes into these late ones. I love the earlier designs as well, but these late ones are really cool. Nope. This side? Yeah, there we go. So yeah, no node in this room, but... Oh yep, just getting the panels out. Yeah, I think you just go... Oh, is it here? I think it's there. Yeah, there we go. Interestingly, for a long time, I don't know if it's still the case, if you have the Sixth Sense, if you have the Razor Hydra, and you have the Sixth Sense map packs active in Portal 2, these chambers are actually broken. For whatever reason, the Franken turrets don't sit inside the funnels properly, and so it's almost impossible to solve this puzzle. I think it is still possible, but it's very hard. Oh god. Have I screwed it up? No, I haven't. There we go. For a minute there I thought I'd screwed it up. Oh, actually, I think, is this the area where I think this is where I did my own. I had my own little solution. I remember showing this to friends and stuff.
Oh.
There we go.
Oh. Disappointed.
Uh oh. Wait, I just forgot that I hadn't smashed the screen yet. So, I know you can't do that. I think just here. Just anywhere in this room up like that. And then if we line ourselves up here, just there. Oh, no. No, that's not what I meant to do. He landed on my head. Okay. Wrong portal. Okay, line ourselves up again. So it's just that one there. Boop. Ah, too high. Damn. It was too well done. Too well positioned. Okay. So this time, lower.
Okay, to clarify, I was being a little bit facetious about that wanting to get rid of monitors thing. They are actually really quite useful, so I do want the ring. So, if you could just avoid smashing them.
You see, he changes his tone, and he starts to get really upset about it too.
Oh no, it's happening sooner than I expected. I'm sure we'll be fine. It's probably nothing. Keep testing while I look for a way out.
Alright, so that last test was seriously disappointing. Apparently, being civil isn't motivating you, so let's try her way, alright? Fatty, adopted Fatty, Fatty, no parents. What?
What exactly is wrong with being adopted?
What's wrong with being adopted? Lack of parents.
Lack of parents.
Adopted, and that's terrible.
And also, nothing. But some of my best friends actually are orphans.
Also,
But
look at her, you moron. She's not fat.
I am not a moron.
just do the test. Just do the test.
I actually almost feel sorry for Wheatley in these moments, but oh, actually, this is where you can get the. That's right. I just remembered how the how this chamber breaking his screen is quite difficult. But if you go like this, if you duke this one, nope, no, I failed. Oh no, I did it right. If you duke this turret and you take it over, it's really interesting because he actually.
Yes, alright, okay. This is getting tiresome. I'm surprised you haven't got something better to do, to be honest. I know I have. But what have you done? You've proven that you can break screens. It's proven. Well done. Factual. Well done. Good. Aren't you, little Miss Clever? Little Miss Smashy Smash?
See, the way you're supposed to get rid of that turret is you're supposed to do this. And it gets, drops the turret off the edge, basically. But if you duke it and you take it out here, the turret actually sees Wheatley as an enemy, which I think is really funny. It's really an interesting point.
Finding the right balance for evil Wheatley was difficult because we still wanted him to be the bumbling idiot from the first half of the game.
Yeah.
But at the same time, there had to be some sense that he was dangerous now. Otherwise, there wasn't much tension for the big finale. Fortunately, Stephen Merchant did a great job of intercutting funny bumbling Wheatley with occasional outbursts of power-mad villainous Wheatley.
Yeah, Stephen Merchant did a great job. He's such a great Wheatley. Alright. Flip around. Get the box coming out for here. Yeah. And it's a good thing they made it so that the box doesn't try to animate itself once it's sitting on the button. Thankfully. Imagine trying to use those boxes if they kept hopping off the bloody button. Yeah, and then this is a clever little reverse solution thing where you get the box off so you can then make your way up.
If I'm such a moron, why can't you solve a simple test?
I might have pushed that moron thing a little too far this time.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, they're going to talk about it. If you've played this before, you'll know. But the way that the mainframe of the system is supposed to work is that the reason that GLaDOS was so aggressively testing.
Now he's playing classical music.
Or one of the ways that so that the music isn't playing over the top of me. Yeah, the intention is that the system basically creates an urge for the personality core to test, in an effort to stop the personality core from just doing whatever it wants, I guess, to stop it from just idling. The mainframe actually has an inbuilt sort of like urge driver thing that makes the personality cores want to test or need to test. But yeah, they'll talk more about it later. It's what makes Wheatley go power mad, essentially, or nuts.
Oh, sorry. I hope that didn't disturb you too much then. It was the same as books. Pages being turned. So that's just what I was doing. Just reading books. So not a moral. Anyway, just finish the last one. Just now the hardest one. Machiavelli. Do not know what all the fuss was about. Understood it perfectly. Have you read that one?
Yes.
Yeah, doubt it. Well, on with the test. Wish there was more books. Well, there's not.
I love that the music in this chamber is called Machiavellian Bark. And it's just the ultimate in an attempt to try and seem smart. Yeah, I just thought I'd go over here just to have a look to see if there's any nodes or anything. Nope, all good. Once again, while you're in the air, while you're traveling a certain speed. Oh, I found out a bunch of levels. They weren't actually attached to the propulsion gel or like actually flying. It was a lot of the music is attached literally to the speed that the player is moving. See, like there, you're at your sort of top speed at the top there. Alrighty, we'll just move on. I won't bother you anymore with dynamic music, but yeah. Before we move on, of course, crap. Which I think this plus here is the target. Is a intentional sort of placement of a target. I think that's the idea. Really? Is he right below the funnel?
Sorry, does it actually make you feel good doing that? Because, you know, it's not impressive, no one's impressed. It's just glass, isn't it? Fragile, a baby could smash one of them. It's not impressive.
Oh dear. He gets so salty about it. It's so funny.
Oh, what was that? There was nothing! There was nothing!
It's like...
My body has a built-in euphoric response to testing. Eventually you build up a resistance to it.
Like drugs.
Unbearable, unless you have the mental capacity to push past it. It didn't matter to me. I was in it for the science. Him, though.
Like a, you know, Wheatley's chasing the purple dragon.
If he's not getting his solution, Euphoria, we could be in a lot of trouble.
Don't mind me, just moving the old test chamber a little bit closer to me. I thought maybe proximity to the test solving might give us stronger results.
It won't.
What was that?
Nothing.
Oh, sorry, I could have swore you said something.
He's taking us right to him.
Yeah.
It's perfect.
And this is one of those classic moments where it looks like the test chamber's moving, but really it's just the roof is moving around the test chamber. Because yeah, it otherwise the engine would be so much harder to move the room. It's so much easier just to move the roof along. Alrighty, let's listen to this.
In each of Wheatley's test chambers, there is always a monitor with Wheatley on it. While placing the monitor in this level, one of our designers thought it would be funny if the monitor was the target of the faith plate and would get broken if the player or the box flew into it. We thought the gag worked well and decided to make every monitor breakable.
Damn, but that means that we didn't get to hear the dialogue. Damn. Alright, I'm gonna replay this just so you can hear the dialogue. While we're waiting for it to reset, I've got back to where I was. Something that I heard again that I forgot to mention or I forgot to talk about is the fact that is the whole idea about the bird picking at GLaDOS and what they ended up going with instead, which is that there's an implied that the mainframe has it set up where if the core that's attached to it tries to tell this test subject how to solve the puzzle, it gets like shocked or it gets punished for doing so. Yeah, I think that was the better option to go with, mainly because it sort of has an in-universe explanation and just not like a Deus Ex Machina kind of real, you know, convenient plot device, which was the bird. I thought it was funny.
You know what? There are test subjects in Africa who don't even have monitors in their test chambers, alright? What do you think about that before you break any more of them, yeah?
Oh dear. It's fantastic. I don't remember exactly which point you're supposed to put this at to stop the box from flying out, but we'll have a look. Oh, apparently I do. And if I had stood here, I could have caught it without having to do any of the rest of the chamber. But nope. Alrighty, let's try this. Yeah. So, I unfortunately had to redo the whole of this chapter to get back to that point. But I'm willing. I'm willing to do it if it means that I can get the stuff that I want. I don't think I needed to go all that way around. Yeah, I think I've actually goofed. Typical. Okay, now wait for it to... There we go. Okay. Wonderful. On the side. Oh god. Oh, there we go. Cool. I thought I had made it difficult for myself, but I'm all good. Now, unfortunately, I have to go all the way around. Now I have to do what this part, which I was supposed to do first. Right. See, I frequently forget, this particular chamber is one that I frequently forget the intricacies of. I remember the overall chamber, but I just always forget the little details, like placing the portal beforehand.
Are you absolutely sure you're solving these correctly? I mean, yes, you solved it, but I'm wondering if maybe there's a number of ways to solve them, and you're picking all the worst ways. No, that was the solution. What am I missing?
Oh dear. Just a random side note. While between loads, I've been eating a rhubarb tart. Which I thought was funny, that I suddenly remembered all the lines from the first game about rhubarb. Along with fish-shaped objects and sediment-shaped sediment.
Have a brainwave. I'm going to tape you solving these, and then watch 10 at once. Get a more sort of concentrated burst of science.
It's like a drug addict. It's like a drug addict, you know, using more heroin or whatever.
On a related note, I am going to need you to solve these 10 times as fast. Anyway, just give me a wave, would you, before you solve this one, alright? I don't want to spoil the ending for when I watch it later.
Oh, here he is. I was like, where is he this time? I think this is one of those... Oh, no, I can redirect a laser at him, if I'm not mistaken. Is it a laser? I have a feeling it's a laser. I can redirect at him. Alright, let's listen to this node first, though. I'm just gonna stand here for a second.
The original layout of this chamber started out much more linear, essentially a sequence of rooms that the player had to progress through somewhat blindly, not knowing what the next goal might be until they got there. Early versions contained an extra puzzle beyond the reflector cube, but due to the linear path, it took players so long to get to it that they were confused about which elements were still relevant. This drove us to make the level non-linear. To make it easier for players to visualize the puzzle, we condensed the overall test space and moved the exit near the start. This helped the players see where they had to go and which objects would help them get there.
Yeah, I actually really like the design philosophy behind that. The whole... Instead of making a succession of smaller spaces that are, you know, less visual, I guess, having a much larger open space with all of the elements all crammed together in that large space. It sounds counterintuitive, cramming something into a large space, but I feel like it's more satisfying visually to look at. Although, to be fair, all of this stuff as well, all the set dressing does make it satisfying to look at as well. But let's solve this thing. I forget exactly how this works. I think this is how it works. And then you just go back down? Am I right? No, I'm wrong. I forget how this works now. Whatever the case. I'm just gonna do this first. I'm pretty sure this is actually the solution. This is actually the way you're supposed to do it. And that part goes for that one over there. I think it's high enough. Yeah. By the way, just for anyone who's interested, that's another catapult. It's just letting you know. Yeah. This thing turns... Oh, that platform, that's later. So what we need to do is turn that off. So we use this to block the laser. There we go. And then we can put this here. That was the only node for this area, right? Yeah, okay. So let's just solve this thing, and we'll get rid of... We'll get rid of his screen at the same time. So this is what the catapult is for. Yeah. Nice and simple. Almost all of the platforms where you're flying out like that and you need to land somewhere specific, almost all of them have catapults on them. Now, I think the way... Oh, but wait, you only have one redirection cube. I'll put that there. Take this one with me. Ooh. I feel like it's the laser that you gotta use for this one. But I don't remember where. I'm probably wrong. I also kind of have a feeling that it's related to this. Yeah, I'll try that instead. We'll put that there and that there. So I have this on. Get this going. And then something like this where you just place it down below here. Nope. Okay. I'll figure this out and I'll jump back to where I figured it out. I'm almost certain you can solve this by, if you have the Sixth Sense motion controls in, you can just redirect the laser into his face. But you don't have much laser control in this game. Ah, there we go.
What is this, like a hobby for you now? I mean, honestly, it's, you know, it's crazy. I mean, you've been running around for hours. I'm surprised you've got the energy to smash screens willy-nilly. Honestly, I'd have a little lie down if I were you. Have a nap.
Oh dear. Wait, what am I doing? I don't need that to be over there. What I need is this to be up here. But I think that this brings one of them down, doesn't it? Yeah, it brings that one down. I need this one down as well. Right, so I need a... Okay, so what I need is this to be sitting here. Up like that. Yep. This to be used for this. Oop. There we go. And then hop through here. Yeah, this is what I need to do. So then I need to just place it somewhere else. Place that there to get rid of that. That on that, and we're golden. Yeah, I couldn't remember how the laser... Yeah, I felt like it was the laser, but I couldn't remember how the laser was going to work.
Oh, you just solved it, didn't you? I told you to tell me before. Why are you making this so hard for me?
Well, he's frustrating and he's trying to kill us.
I told you that he was specifically designed to make bad decisions, because I think he's decided not to maintain any of the crucial functions required to keep this facility from exploding.
Yeah, I think, yeah, I feel bad for him, even though he's trying to kill us. Well, even though he's, you know, putting us through the testing procedures, I still feel bad for him. He's kind of, he doesn't know what he's doing. He doesn't really know what he's got himself in for.
Oh, my facility.
Yeah. There's the whole facility basically is blue screening.
This place is self-destructing, you idiot.
Was self-destructing, already fixed. Programmed in one last tremor for old time's sake. One or two more tremors in there, just for fun.
Warning. Core overheating.
I let him keep his job. I'm not a monster. Ignore what he's saying, though. Just keep on testing.
Oh dear. Oh dear, I love it. I love it. Can I already get rid of his? No, I think... Is this another laser redirection thing? It might be another laser redirection thing. We'll get that in a minute. Okay. I believe I just have to wait until it gets to about halfway, and then boom. Nope, whoops, wrong one. And then down there. Yep, cool. Now I'm just gonna pull it off there for a second, just because I don't know if there's any way you can wrong one. So we'll get to the end, and then I think you can make it. No, okay, you can't. I was like, can you make this drop onto the platform? Ah, whoops. So yeah, I don't remember the intricacies of this part of the game. So I think you just put that there, and then I just hop back down onto the platform, and then this is where you get this is where you get. I keep second guessing myself. Right, so you have to get to the other side first. I've always wondered why when the cube goes into the lasers, into these lasers, why are there no lasers coming out of it? I know exactly why there isn't, but why you no shoot laser? Okay, here we go. Yeah.
Starting now, if I'm honest, to wonder if you're doing all this screen breaking on purpose. I'm beginning to actually take it personally. You know what I mean? Like it's like an insult to me.
He only now thinks it's an insult. That's cute. Okay. Back to where it was.
Alright, still nothing, let's keep moving. Sorry about the lift, it's out of service, because it melted.
Oh dear. Before we move on, hopefully no dialogue will come up.
We found that playtesters were getting fatigued at solving so many complex test chambers in a row. So, instead of a routine elevator ride to the next puzzle, we added a long funnel ride with some destruction to give players a short break while reminding them of the facility's state of disrepair.
Yeah. Yeah, complex.
To your left.
Nah, it is complex when you first come across it. Lights.
To your right.
It's like, Jesus.
Are you alright back there? Here, I'll turn the beam off. Wait. Oh, no, that's not helpful. I don't know why I thought that would help.
After seeing what he's done to my facility, after we take over again, is it alright if I kill him?
I mean, yeah. Well, that's the thing. It's like, she's totally within reasonable reasons for killing him, but still feels bad for him, especially in that outro.
Ah, you're alive! Great! Yeah, just getting a test ready for you, obviously. Who else would I be doing it for? No one? So, let's see here. Exit. There is no exit. Not a problem, I'll make an exit for your test.
And now I'll just stare over here because this is that little thing. Peabody from the co-op chambers.
I'll be honest, after you told me to turn that beam off, I thought I had lost you. Went poking around for other test subjects, no luck there, everyone's still dead. But, oh, I did find something though, reminds me. I've got a big surprise for you two. Seriously, look forward to it.
It happens sooner than you're expecting. It gives you a pretty good surprise. It just shakes off the debris and then recenters itself. Yeah, so this is the first of the paint test chambers in this section. Some of these can get really complicated, actually. Right, I always forget how this works, how this first part works. That's right. There we go. I remember being stuck on that for ages. Not the first time I played. The first time I feel like I did it okay. I didn't have any problems. But in subsequent times, you know, doing that test chamber, doing that test element, for some reason I just couldn't remember how it worked. It's probably high enough.
Oh, there's another one. There goes another one. They're not inexpensive. I'd just like to point that out. It seems unfair, you know, smashing screens. You could give them to people. If you're going to, instead of smashing them, unscrew them and give them to like a homeless person. I don't know what a homeless person would do with. But you get my point. It just seems, and you can't unscrew them either. They're bolted in. But oh, just stop it.
Yeah, for whatever reason... Oh god, that was weird. The Franken turrets don't slide like the... when they've got the propulsion gel on them like the other ones do. Alrighty. I think what I... Actually, well, I think what I do... I just remembered what I do. No, this isn't what you do. I'll do it the other way around. I'll do it... I think this is the way you're supposed to do it. And actually, the sliding cubes isn't a thing, isn't a necessary thing in this in the main game. It's only once they introduce the co-op sections that the a sliding cube is actually necessary. Okay, I'm just gonna put that there and then get some more. You don't have to do that, but I just like covering all of it. Good enough. Alrighty, I think that's all I need. I do need this in a minute though, so otherwise I will be leaping to my death. Okay, here we go. Oh, no. Once again, I almost did it without doing it, and I nearly killed myself. Okay, let's solve this.
You two are gonna love this big surprise. In fact, you might say you're going to love it
to death. You're gonna love it. Love it till it kills you. Till you dead.
All right. I don't know whether you're picking up on what I'm saying there, but.
Thanks. We get it.
There we go. Cool. I think there's one or two more chambers, and then he surprises you. Yeah, and then that's the end of the chapter.
Alright, he's not even trying to be subtle anymore. Or maybe he still is, in which case, wow,
that's really sad. That's kind of sad. Or is this the one where he surprises you? I don't remember.
Watch your fingers.
Either way, I get the impression he's about to kill us.
Carry on.
Yeah. I'm probably not helping.
Only 3 more chambers to your big surprise.
Yeah. I can't remember if this is the last level or the next one's the last level.
While testing this map, we often saw playtesters fixate on the excursion funnel and try to use it to get to the other side, forgetting that they had a portal gun. To remedy this, we added the destruction event that happens just before this chamber. This requires the player to portal through the floor and out of a wall to cross a gap. Once the player enters the test chamber, they're presented with this exact same scenario, but in a different context.
Interesting. Right, okay, so I seem to recall this, and once again, being really confused the last time I played it. So I think I'm just gonna go straight ahead and go over here. This is a timed one, isn't it? So yeah, we'll get that going. That right there, and then do that again. I think I gotta go quickly, actually. Ah! Does this reverse the beam? It does, doesn't it? Yeah, that's right. So yeah, you need to get that. Oh, I think I screwed it up. Oh no, we're good. I just discovered where it's supposed to go. Oh god, no! Oh dear. That way. Oh. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, for some reason I was confusing it. Alright, that was the only node for this room, isn't there?
While testing.
Yeah, okay, cool. All good. So yeah, now it's pretty simple. Yeah. And boop. Whee!
Oh, you solved it? Good.
Oh, okay.
Good one. Good for you.
So, he's inexplicably happy all of a sudden, even though he should be going out of his mind with test withdrawal. And he's got a surprise for us. What did he find back there?
Yes, what did he find? Interesting.
I'll bet you're both dying to know what your big surprise is. Well,
I think this is the surprise
only
level.
2 more chambers.
We're running out of time.
I'm pretty sure.
Out of here in the next chamber. Just play along.
Yeah, this is an example of where, even as an aerial faith plate, like music coming from the box and everything. Yeah, before we do anything, of course.
Having built up the expectation that Wheatley is going to kill the player, we still wanted the actual moment to be a surprise. By this point, players are entirely comfortable with faith plates, and the simple subversion of expectations as Wheatley punts you sideways is a fun and surprising moment. We added the bouncing box with the intention that players attempt to time their jump to catch the box, focusing their attention on the expected result of their jump, and heightening the surprise.
I know that I was genuinely sort of startled. And this is where the subversion of expectations. I think I mentioned it in the earlier developer commentary video about them using. I actually thought it was one of those aerial faith plates where it doesn't show a direction, but it's actually one of these. So it's actually even more so a subversion of expectation. This looks like one that's going to fling you that way up towards the box, but then you go to stand on it and
surprise! We're doing it now.
Okay, credit where it's due. For a little idiot built specifically to come up with stupid, unworkable plans, that was a pretty well-laid trap.
Yeah.
You've probably figured it out by now, but I don't need you anymore. I found 2 little robots back here, built specifically for testing.
Oh no. He found a cooperative testing initiative. It's something I came up with to phase out human testing just before you escaped. It wasn't anything personal, just, you know, you did kill me.
This is an example of a old-style faith plate.
Well, this is the part where he kills us.
Hello! This is the part where I kill you. That's a bit of a brainwave.
I think this is where it loads when you load the chapter. So, actually, I think it probably loads back at the start of Test Chamber 17. Fingers frickin' crossed. So, fingers crossed, I'm not gonna have to replay a huge section of the game in order to get here. You know what? No, actually, because I'm gonna be recording the next episode of this now, so I will just close off this episode by saying thank you so much for watching. Stick around. In a couple of hours there should be the next episode, which will cover this from this exact point through to the boss, through to GLaDOS. And yeah, that'll be it. Unless I also no, that's right. I was going to add to the end of that, or maybe as a separate episode. I'll add the co-op sections have a developer commentary snippets that you can actually just play by yourself. You don't need the second player. So I'll either add those to the end of add those to the end of the next episode, or I will make a separate episode just for those ones if time starts to become a problem. So yeah. Once again, thank you so much for watching. If you like what you saw, hit like. If you want to see more of this, then subscribe. That's all I have to say, I think. As always,